Biden, being pro-Trump, and they're like, oh no, I'm voting for Biden. And you've also said, yo, the problem with the black vote is that we just automatically give it away to the Democrats. And then when I say I'm voting for Cornel West, you're like, oh. Well.
So if you wanna like critique a political take, so what I say is black people, as a collective, don't do anything in terms of like with their vote. So if you're talking about, for instance, the Black Caucus, but I don't know if they're like actually like what they actually doing in terms of unifying people, or because of course all black people aren't like a monolith, but what are they doing in terms of pushing our agenda, or pushing like, you know, the things that matter to those communities, African American or like, I don't know, like Caribbean or whatever, people of color.
Our agenda?
Huh? Well, I mean, the stuff that matters to us as a people, like food deserts, quality of healthcare, things like that.
But you can't, like, even in this room, we all have different things that matter to us.
No, but everybody has like the same base needs. Everybody wants to eat a certain quality of food. Everybody
That's not
wants
true.
to.
Motherfuckers will go right to McDonald's and there'd be a health food spot next door.
That's a fact.
Okay, what I'm saying to you is, people want access to quality food. Whether or not you eat that all the time doesn't remove the fact that you would like access to quality food.
Yes.
And you would like the option of having that. You would also like the option of quality healthcare. You would also like the option to like have your children go to a quality school in your neighborhood and not have to go miles away or have to win a lottery or whatever the fuck, right? One day you'll have kids and
that
then
was all Trump was giving all that.
I mean, there are things that Trump did for the black community that, listen, I understand that because his take on women's rights and shit like that, I don't agree with.
Yeah.
But what person do you agree with 100%? Like, it's okay to say he did things for black people and we don't fuck with him. Like, dog, two things could be true. Like, this cult of we're not going to admit something that happened is crazy. He could donate money to a HBCU and you could still say you don't fuck with him and say this one thing he did that was this.
He didn't donate money to HBCU though. He didn't do that.
I believe he did though. We could look it up.
There was money already allocated for HBCUs and he just signed.
I mean, we could look it up because I know you don't have your laptop. I don't know if we, like, Jawan could look it up.
What you want me to look up?
Whether or not Trump donated money.
He
to
said,
HBCUs.
you know, Reg start getting nervous. He's not like, oh yeah, so.
I'm just saying, look it up.
You should be saying
I'm not
shit.
gonna say I'm absolutely right, but I'm not gonna automatically go with.
Reg, I'm not going to sit there and say that he didn't. I'm not going to sit there and say he did a bunch for black people, but I do think his policies are more detrimental to us than Biden's, and so that's why I stay.
Of course, that's
for Biden. Yeah.
I'm not
Even
voting.
when it's gaffes.
So at this point, like, let's be honest, I'm not voting for Biden. I'm just voting against Trump. That's not the same thing. Like, Biden doesn't even know where he's at. Like, I don't know what's going on with the DNC. They're talking about switching it out and putting in a new candidate. Like, Son is not there anymore. What they're doing to him is not right. They should just let him sit down somewhere.
What I genuinely think, when he gets in office, that's when they'll somehow get him out. And
Think gonna croak or resign? He could resign.
I mean, those are two very possible things, unfortunately. All right?
He could resign.
But they know, I feel like if the world is not ready, if they said Kamala Harris run versus Trump, the world's not ready for that.
But
so it's easier once he's in office for the vice president to take his place.
A lot of people are just voting against Trump right now. There aren't people voting for, it's not a lot of people just voting for Biden. It's getting tougher and tougher to say I'm voting for this person versus I'm just voting against Trump.
But the most hated person on the planet is a black woman.
Always. That's always gonna be the case.
So motherfuckers who was I'm voting against Trump, they'd be like,
I don't think people are voting for Kamala.
So basically, Donald Trump signed the bill, but he wasn't active in making the bill. He just was in office.
Yeah, it was already allocated.
It was already allocated.
The money was already allocated. Yeah, he signed a bill for already allocated money.
This is when Reg still goes, well, he could have not signed it.
But
he
that's
didn't
a fact.
donate everything.
That's like Eric Adams taking. That's like Eric Adams
wouldn't
taking
have been
credit
active.
for the development of the World Trade Center.
Okay, but what I'm saying is he signed it though, right?
Loophole Larry living the great.
What money did he donate?
Nigga don't live by his own standard.
What do you mean? I'm not. Okay, so if we're talking factually,
No, he used to be using TikTok
he
news.
did.
The same
Wait,
news that
hold
you
on.
accused by
He
you
did.
folks.
He didn't personally allocate the money. Fine. But he signed off on the money being given.
What else?
Even if it's not his idea, if he signed off on it, then he did give the money.
They all do that though. Like Obama did the same
Can we
thing.
look up things that
Something good
Trump did for the black community or whatever? Can we look that up, please?
Sure.
Help me, please.
No, I'm not saying.
Help.
It's not a help
Help.
thing.
I'm trying to help.
What I'm saying, there's nobody that's 100% perfect. There's nobody that's 100% whatever. Because we could talk about Biden's record. Hold on. What I'm saying is I'm not, because we keep getting into this thing where I'm a Trump fan. I'm not a Trump fan.
I don't think we're saying that.
You're a Biden
I'm saying,
hater.
no, I'm not a Biden hater. I am a person that is not affiliated with anybody, and I am making my mind up based off of the facts that are being presented to me.
So I did that, and you judged me.
No, but you're throwing your vote away. That's not the same shit.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that
Throw
far.
my vote away.
Okay, so what are the chances that Cornell wins the election?
Technically, he's doing the same thing you're doing. If you really want to be technical, he's just not. He's voting against Trump in a sense.
No, we're not doing the same thing because actually a vote for Cornell West could actually, well, you're doing it in a safe that's safe to do.
Where were you this day, Reg?
Yeah, I was somewhere in the
Behind
background.
him, behind all of them.
When you're doing it in like a blue state, so it's fine. But if you're doing it in a battleground state, it would be very detrimental. It would actually have the. But you understand what I'm saying? It would have the opposite desired effect.
But he's not.
Yeah. So in
So it
the
doesn't really have
real
that effect.
thing, I'm voting against Trump,
Yeah.
not the hypothetical.
So it's a
Israel.
moral victory. Like, I mean, so you get to go home, pat yourself on the back. And
But technically,
Isn't
you
that-
get a moral victory.
Yeah.
You just don't get Trump in.
What are you talking about?
that's not a moral victory. It's like both people suck, and I'm just picking the lesser of two evils to me.
Darnell is actually not picking. He's picking the lesser than of all of them.
He could.
He's truly
He could
picking the
literally-
lesser of two evils.
I
You picking
understand.
one of the
I
evils.
understand. Darnell could literally not do anything, and it would be the same effect.
So you could literally not do anything, and it'll be the same effect.
In a blue state, actually, yeah,
Yeah. So there you go. You don't have to do it.
Difference.
I could
He's
just
still
not
choosing.
vote. Yeah.
It's no difference. Yeah, it's
You
literally.
just don't like voting for black people.
What?
Cornell is black. But no, I saw Biden's.
Who I don't fuck with him.
Biden is old. I mean, that's not news at this point, is it?
Yeah.
He's in his 80s.
Because I mean, Kamala it's not like Kamala did black people any favors either. I mean, now I know she's on BET and doing all that other shit. But when she was in Congress, she was like
I don't like the way you
locking
say her
niggas
name.
up to be, huh?
I don't like the way you say her name.
I don't really give a fuck. But
Wait up, you said when she was in Congress, what?
when she was when she was
This is
in she was a congresswoman, right? And she was she signed
She's a senator, if I'm not
senator,
mistaken.
my bad. And she was signing laws that basically was forced labor in prison camps. She was locking niggas up.
I don't know if that's
But-
true, Reg.
No, it
She
is.
was
Look it up.
pardoned-
She was
she
locking them up?
pardoned Biden for signing.
No, she was for harsher laws for nonviolent offenders. I mean, you could look some of this shit up. I could
that's
be
not-
wrong. Please look it up.
That's not actually locking people up. That's something very different.
You're for locking niggas up that have nonviolent offenses. You're for putting them to work for corporations or whatever it is.
You just said you
Which
just
is
added
forced
something
labor.
there that you didn't say before.
So because Biden didn't put them in prisons and make
No,
them work
Biden
as slaves,
locked plenty of
him-
niggas up,
him
by the way.
signing the crime bill is still okay with niggas?
No, I'm the one who said it wasn't okay with me.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I
okay
said
enough for him to
everybody.
vote
I
for
said
him.
everybody has to do additional research on that because a lot of black communities were asking for that. But you know, what I mean,
Because
take whatever stance you want.
if you go to a black community and you present them with juke statistics and all that other shit, of course they're gonna vote to lock niggas up. But you're presenting them with a band-aid. You're not presenting them with a fucking solution. Because if you want to take care of poverty and you want to take care of crime and all that other shit, you give them something decent to eat. You'd improve the schools. All of the budgets that you're
Agree with
putting
all
into
that.
prisons, you would actually put it somewhere.
Agree with all
And there's research that already says it, so you already know the answer. You just
Yes.
don't really give a fuck.
No, I genuinely don't think it's that people don't give a fuck. I think that the time that it takes, they're not allowed that with terms,
That's
right?
true.
Because you spend your entire first term, then those first 4 years.
He was
just-
in Congress
Let
at
me
that
finish.
time.
Right? You spend the entire first 4 years or whatever term just securing the next term, right? Then everything that you do in the second term gets overturned by the person who comes in
Behind
next.
you.
And the stuff that we're talking about, better in schools, better food and stuff like that, that's 20-year plans
When
that people need to institute.
when he was doing the crime bill, he was in Congress.
I mean, I'll say this.
There's people who've been in Congress for their whole fucking lives. Like it's not a time limit. You're just making a choice of what's expedient.
Well, no, they got to keep running.
Hold on. Because now you're mixing a bunch of shit together because you're talking about the crime bill. But after that, you said you want better schools, you want better food, all that stuff that you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you understand the executive branch doesn't just do that by itself. Congress has to approve these budgets and so on and so forth. So when like certain things come up, like for instance, SNAP benefits and so on and so forth, Congress votes on that shit. It's not the president signing anything.
Right. But now, educate me. So Congress gets this because somebody brings the bill to Congress, right?
Yes.
So now to bring the bill to Congress, right, and get it approved, you have to obviously appease to Congress.
Yeah, you're a part of Congress, so obviously you have to work across the aisle and you have to do certain things. And in a lot of these bills, what they do is, if you really want something, so say Amar really wanted some type of food stamp increase or something, inside his bill, I might sneak in some type of weapons contract or something like that to basically get my own agenda like approved and pushed through whatever. So then niggas will go back and forth and negotiate all of these like personal interest shit because like, you know, they're lobbyists, niggas get kickbacks, all types of shit. Niggas will retire from Congress and then go get a cushy job at Lockheed or some shit like that. All of that is great, right? Get your money however you're gonna get it. But what I'm saying is let's not pretend like if they really wanted to make a change, they couldn't. Like their arms aren't tied behind their backs.
But I also don't put all of that on one person. Like that's not all Joe Biden's fault, right? And what I will say in regards to Joe Biden is he has a long career of civil servitude. He's been congressman, vice president, now president. One of the major issues I had with Trump and will continue to have is he's never tried to serve people. He's only served himself, right? He was never a civil servant before becoming president.
Being in Congress doesn't necessarily make you a person that's serving other people because you could basically
a politician
be there.
Is a civil servant. That's
yeah,
the
but
job.
like how many politicians are there and it's just self-serving?
Probably a bunch, right? And I'm not
Look
saying
at Bob Menendez.
And I'm not saying Joe Biden didn't gain personally from being a politician, but again, he devoted his life. Damn, what was that?
Dungeon.
Okay, he devoted his life to
God
civil
don't
servitude.
fuck with what you're saying.
He devoted his life to civil servitude, so he was for a long time working on different bills. And everybody brings up that one bill. He probably has 50 of them he's been a part of, and a dozen or so he's authored. But Trump only ever tried to serve
Because, you know, he just flipped on you and your mans and them recently.
Tell us about it. What you talking about?
No, because, you know, he was anti-gay marriage and shit, like, just, I think, in his, the first time he ran for president, when he was vice president with Obama, the first time they ran, he openly said he was against, like, gay marriage and shit.
And then he changed his stance?
Yeah, when it was, like, politically expedient.
Okay.
People change their stances.
Yeah.
When it's convenient for them.
Maybe.
Like, I mean, you change just, or maybe it's consistent and I don't know what's going on. But what I'm saying is, it's one thing for a person to evolve when there's more information. I'm totally with that.
Absolutely.
But if your evolution strictly comes at like a time that's like beneficial for your career, like dog, it's disingenuous, number one. Number two, it's cool to have all of these moral victories for the black community, right? But at the end of the day, who's really being helped? You like, we could clap it up, we could like throw like parties, and we could make Juneteenth a national holiday. But at the end of the day, when niggas go back to school, it's still a shitty fucking school. Who cares?
We all agree on that. But all I say is Trump wouldn't help any of our agendas. Biden might. So that's all. That's why I'm still going to vote for Biden.
And you know who definitely will?
But he's been there for a minute.
You know who definitely will? Cornel West.
Yo, you know who else would do it? Like fucking like Jesus, but like he's not gonna win neither. So
and Biden has done a lot in his 4 years.
Jesus won a long time ago.
He's been one
Watch
of
your mouth.
And he's gonna come back one day, right? Let y'all tell it. Biden has.
Oh shit.
Biden has
Jesus.
Oh, now you
talk about
should.
Jesus. I can talk about Jesus. But Biden has done a lot in his 4 years, though. He's been one of the, to me, one of the most active presidents. His American Recovery Act has been one of the most substantial bills we've ever seen. So, I mean, you gotta do your work.
The most active president.
You gotta do your research. You gotta do your research. You gotta see
when
what
you
he
see
did.
Biden, he screams active.
Look at the bills. You was talking about the.
Oh,
the bills.
I mean,
you
like,
talked about a bill.
physically active.
He working. That's why he
the TikTok news.
You know what I mean?
He wears hokas though.
He definitely wears the hokas.
Where's the
He
hokas?
sleep.
But yeah, Biden's done a lot.
They're sturdy. Keep him standing.
But What is this man with 1,000 kids?
Oh, you ain't see it? Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. For more content, click over here. And most importantly, sign up for our Patreon. We need the money. Reg, stop lying.